They told you intelligence is the ultimate weapon. They lied. Right now. Your mind is a blunt blade. It cuts nothing. It defends nothing. It's slow, predictable, obvious. You think you're smart because you remember facts. But facts are the crumbs they feed the obedient. Every brilliant mind you've met, they're not your friends. They're predators in disguise. And you've been prey. I'm going to burn that version of you alive, and in its ashes I will build a mind so dangerous it will make geniuses look like children playing with broken toys. This blueprint is not in books, not on podcasts, not in classrooms. It is whispered only in places you'll never be invited. And today, you're going to steal it. Ritual 1. The daily information cleanse. Picture this. A high-level strategist sits in a room with no noise. On the table, 3 open books, nothing else. Every source they touch is chosen for precision. No random videos, no endless news scroll, no, maybe this will be interesting. You've been feeding your mind like an unsupervised child. Random sugar hits of memes, headlines, opinions. Starting tomorrow, you cut your inputs to 3. 3 deliberate sources. The rest is noise, and noise kills clarity. How to do it? Keep a notebook by your side all day. Every time you consume information, write the source and why. At night, cross out anything that didn't move you forward. By the end of week 1, you'll see how much garbage you've been letting in. By week 4, you'll feel faster, lighter, like your brain finally stopped coughing through static. Ritual 2. The single war game. Every grandmaster in chess has a pet position, a setup they've studied so deeply they know it better than the inside of their own home. You need your own. Pick one complex problem, business, personal, strategic, and make it your private war. You visit it daily, not with frantic action but with slow, silent planning. Implementation drill. Write the problem at the top of a page. Every day add one possible move and its consequence. Never erase. Watch the page turn into a war map of your own mind. Over months, you'll notice something eerie. You'll start predicting moves in unrelated areas of life because your brain will have learned how to run simulations on instinct. Ritual 3. Cognitive weight training. Imagine a cryptographer in a dim office staring at an unsolved code for weeks. Not because anyone asked, but because it's heavy. This is how you build strength no one else has. You train on problems that don't care about your deadlines. How to do it? Every morning choose one impossible task. Not news, not entertainment. A puzzle, a theorem, a technical skill. At first, it will feel like a waste of time. Then, the weight will shift. And one day, normal tasks will feel like lifting feathers. Ritual 4. The triple translation drill. When FBI analysts review a case, they don't just summarize it. They rewrite it in different mental languages. Story, process, and metaphor. You do the same. Take one thing you learned today, turn it into a metaphor, turn it into a physical process, turn it into a story. This doesn't just improve memory, it changes how you think. Your brain becomes a shapeshifter. Ritual 5. The Blackout Incubation. Here's what most people do wrong. They get a good idea and they tell someone immediately. Big mistake. When you reveal your idea too early, you leak the pressure needed to finish it. FBI interrogators know this. Silence forces growth. When you hold something in the dark, it becomes sharper, deadlier. Rule: when you're working on something new, tell no one for 14 days. Let it grow in shadows until it's a weapon. Ritual 6. The layering method. Most people read once and feel done. That's why their knowledge slips away the moment it's tested. But high-level thinkers? They read like watchmakers dismantling a timepiece. The method. Pass 1. The scout. Pass. You skim to understand the landscape. No pressure to remember, you're just walking the terrain, taking mental photographs. Pass 2. The connection. Pass. Now you move slower. Every fact is a node. You start linking them, asking, what does this touch? What pattern does it hint at? You write in the margins, circle words, connect unrelated ideas with arrows. Pass 3. The pattern. Past this time, you're hunting for the engine. The hidden mechanism the author may not even realize they've revealed. You look for contradictions, repeated metaphors, and unconscious tells. Implementation drill. Pick one book that matters to you. Read it across 3 completely different states. When you're tired, to see what survives fatigue. When you're fully alert, to maximize comprehension. When you're distracted, to train focus under noise. By the end, you'll have memorized the spine of the book, the part that holds it all together, and you'll own it in a way even the author doesn't. Ritual 7. The Zero Input Day. You will resist this. One day a week you give your brain nothing, no books, no podcasts, no conversations beyond necessity. Your addiction to input will scream. Your hand will reach for your phone like a phantom limb. But here's the psychology. When you starve the mind of external noise, its own suppressed signals start to surface, half-formed ideas, strange memories, connections that never had space to form before. Implementation drill. Choose your day in advance. Warn people in your life you'll be off-grid. Spend the day in motion, walking, pacing, cleaning, but never consuming. Keep a notebook nearby to catch stray thoughts. By week 3, you'll notice something terrifying. Your own mind is louder than the world, and that is power most people never touch. Ritual 8. The inverted learning hack. Everyone studies success. Few study failure. That's why most people copy what worked without understanding why it worked, and then can't explain why it fails for them. High-level thinkers dissect corpses. They go through the ruins of failed projects, broken negotiations, collapsed empires. Because failure screams the truth success politely ignores. Implementation drill. Choose a skill you want to master. Find 5 catastrophic examples in that field. Failed businesses, terrible speeches, broken designs. Write down every single mistake you notice. Now invert it. What would have prevented each one? You'll begin to see the boundaries of mastery, and boundaries are where control lives. Ritual 9. Pattern disruption. Week's routine is a comfort. Comfort breeds blindness. Special forces, intelligence agents, and grandmasters all use shock training. They deliberately throw themselves into environments where their usual instincts fail. Your brain is a prediction engine. If you don't break its predictions, it never learns. Implementation. Drill. Once every 3 months, dedicate an entire week to being uncomfortable. Change your waking time by several hours. Swap your dominant hand for basic tasks. Work in a place where nothing is familiar. Library, hotel lobby, park bench. Eat food you've never tasted before. At first, you'll be clumsy, irritable, off balance. Then your mind will start adapting in strange ways, connecting faster, noticing more, becoming fluid. The week after a disruption phase, you'll feel like you've been given a second nervous system. Ritual 10. The Self-Destruction Pact. The most dangerous thing in the world is a fixed identity. Once people think they know you, they can predict you. Once they can predict you, they can control you. The Self-Destruction Pact is your escape hatch. Once a year, you destroy the version of you that everyone thinks they know. You vanish from your known arena. You step into a field where you are a complete amateur. If you're known for business, spend 6 months obsessed with martial arts. If you're known for art, plunge into mathematics. At first, you will feel like nothing, stripped, lost. But then, something impossible happens. You start thinking without the chains of who you were. When you return to your original field, you will not be the same player. You'll be a ghost with new weapons, and no one will know how you got them. Warning. Listen carefully. The moment you start using even one of these rituals, you will begin to separate yourself from the herd. People will sense it. They won't be able to explain why, but they'll feel the shift in you like animals sensing a predator in the dark. That will attract 2 kinds of people, those who want to follow you and those who want to destroy you. The skills you're building here aren't safe. They are sharp edges, weapons disguised as habits. Once you understand how high-level thinkers manipulate patterns, once you can anticipate moves before they happen, You hold the kind of power that cannot be unseen. And here's the part most won't tell you. Power isolates. The more you see, the fewer people you'll be able to stand beside without reading them like an open wound. If you want comfort, stop now. If you want safety, erase this from your mind. Because the moment you cross this threshold, you will not be able to go back. From pawn to player. You began this video as someone ordinary, predictable, readable. Now you are not the same. You've been handed the architecture of minds. You've been shown the invisible levers that move people, the silent currents that guide thought and decision. You've learned to starve your mind until it speaks its deepest truths, to dismantle knowledge until it surrenders its secrets, to shatter your identity and step back as something unrecognizable, even to yourself. Others will keep playing the game they were given. You've learned to rewrite the rules. From this point on, you will notice things no one else notices. You will see the flaw in the plan before it's spoken. You will smell the weakness in someone's certainty. This is your advantage, your edge, your curse. Because once you start living like this, every room you walk into will feel smaller. Every person you meet will feel slower. And every challenge will start to feel rigged in your favor. You are now among the few who see the whole board. Move carefully, because the world will never look the same again.